today is our last day in Canada. Unfortunately, we have had a wonderful time. Today, we are in the little town of Stratford, and this, of course, is the Avon River. This is a little island in the middle of the river. And we're just taking a little stroll before we stop and have lunch someplace. I recognize that person. As Mike says, a Canadian in the wild. We've had a wonderful time this week. Anyways, just showing you a little bit of what we're seeing right now. The swans are down there, and whether you can see them, we'll be walking down there, so I'll take more video when we get down there. Talk to you later. So we are surrounded by ducks, mallards, Canada geese, and swans. And holy cow, swans are big. You know, usually you see them a little bit further away in the water. This little one's creeping up on me. We also have some noisy seagulls. It would be very peaceful here without the noisy seagulls. So many ducks, and the geese are kind of all settled down. Oh, shut up, seagull. Yeah, it'd be peaceful here without the seagulls. Seems like it's nap time for the geese and the ducks. Anyways, gang, gonna turn off now and wander down a little more, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. This is the Shakespeare Theatre in Stratford, so we're exploring here a little bit. So this is another beautiful setting. We're here in front of the theater. You can see we have some gray clouds, so I might have to stop this quickly. Starting to feel a few spitting. But there's sculptures, there's a rose garden. And over here what do we call this? Maze garden. But each one of these little sections kind of represents the different types of garden that you would see during Shakespeare's time. So there's a witch's garden, there's a kitchen garden, there's an herb garden. All really nicely maintained. Everything has markers on it so you know what you're looking at. Crackerjack. To me, these are marigolds, and they are huge marigolds. quince, oregano, hollyhock. This must be the kitchen garden sage, borage, strawberry. Really pretty. And over here we have the man himself, Shakespeare. Although his eyes look a little scary. Oh, okay, so it's raining hard enough. I'm gonna get out of the rain. So we are still in Stratford. Oh, and I'm kind of echoing because I'm in a bit of a tunnel underneath a roadway up above. This is still the Avon River, just downstream a little bit. We've had lunch, we had ice cream. Now we're just wandering around a little bit. The sun has come out, so it's gotten hot again, and it's rather humid. But here under this little tunnel, there's a nice breeze going through that feels really good. Isn't this a pretty, pretty setting? It's been a lovely day, a lovely week. Maybe we'll just stay. They won't mind if we stay, right? Look how pretty. A little bit of a dam. Blocking up the upper part of the water, the river. Just a lovely area. Hope you're enjoying it too. Talk to you later.
The Dancing Water Dragon Bowl.
Dancing Water Dragon Bowl.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether you can see it, but as he's rubbing, his palms are wet, and as he's rubbing it on the handle, it's making the water shoot up, little bubbles shooting up. And you can hear a vibration, sound, can't you?
Yeah, it's like running your finger along the rim of the wine glass. Yeah. Oh.
Isn't that funny? Learn something new every day.
Hey!
So one more little video for today. We are back at the RV. We had a little bit of a rest after wandering around Stratford, which was absolutely beautiful. So we came back, had a bit of a rest, and now we're going to be heading back over to our friend's house for one last dinner before we head out tomorrow morning. Thought I'd give you a little bit more of a look at my Things Unseen sampler. So again, this is a stitch along that I'm doing with, let's see, the first time I heard about it was from Christine, Stitch All the Things. Steph from Just Keep Stitching also mentioned it, and I jumped right on board because I had the fabric and the pattern. So I think I'm making pretty good progress. I'm doing this, so this was a 3-part mystery sampler from I'm not sure what year, several years ago. And I'm doing it in parts for the most part. So this is part 1 that I'm working on, and I think I'm making pretty good progress. I love it. I think it's so pretty. This is a 32 count fabric. I think it's one of the fabrics I got from my friend's stash, the box that she sent me. It is, I think it said like Sea French Latte, Sea Light Latte, something like that. I don't remember now. But it's a very, very nice cream. I'm using one piece of floss over 2. I have a wild kitty here. Nina. There's a fly. I must get it. There's the pretty girl. So I'm using 1 strand of floss over 2 because I like the more delicate look of 1 strand. Even though it's 32 count, I prefer the 1 strand over 2. However, for these flowers, these are satin stitch flowers, I used 2 strands, both for the satin stitch part and the little cross stitch centers. And I kind of like how puffy it makes those as compared to the rest of the stitching. Now these ones I might have to redo. I have to get out the picture of the completed piece and see. This is how it is depicted on the chart, with all of the satin stitches going horizontally. You'll see this one, the satin stitches on the right and left are going horizontally, and on the top and the bottom are going vertically. That is how they are charted. So I don't know whether these are meant to be this way or not. So I need to look at the finished piece and see if these were just charted incorrectly, or if she wanted the pink ones to be a little bit more, I don't know what you call that, wider. I don't know. One of the things I got yesterday at the cross stitch store was the gray Weeks dye work that you see in here. I had mentioned that I had brought Liberty, that the pattern calls for Spanish moss. I had brought Liberty from General Arts along to use there, and when I started up here I had put this kind of pink. This is barely pink. The white is actually barely pink from Victorian Motto. When I started to use put the Liberty in between, it was just too light. It really blended in with the barely pink. So I got the Spanish moss yesterday, and do you hear that? That's that other cat. He's a little bit of a wild kitty. Sasha! Sasha! He's looking at his sister. Look. He's pretending he's eviscerating her. Aren't they funny? Sasha! So anyway, I put the Spanish moss in, some of that yesterday, and I'm much happier with how the Spanish moss looks. So that's there. That's also on this line here. So yeah, that's a much better contrast. And it's kind of more of a grayish green, so that's fun. Nina playing submissive, but look at that tail going. There's some growling going over here. That's Nina. She's playing the little submissive female kitty, but the tail says something else. I don't know whether you can hear the growling. Sasha is... Oh yeah, that's Sasha. Anyways, guys, that's all for me for today. I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Well, when we get on the road, or just about before we're ready to start on the road. It's kind of hard to record while we're on the road because the road noise is so bad and the engine noise is so bad. But regardless, I will see you at some point tomorrow. Have a great evening, and I hope you're enjoying all these little bits and pieces of my life on the road. Take care. Bye-bye.